Jack, you've had a bit of time to reflect on Thursday night. Does maybe the result take away from the fact that it was a good performance?
Ultimately, yes, because we know that we need to win games, and when we analyse and prepare for games, that's the first thing in our mind is how we're going to win this game. When you're in a period where there's been a lot of change, and obviously new managers come in, and there's a change of style, I think you have to look for the positives as well. And I think it was probably our best performance in terms of what we want of the season so far since I've been here, for sure. Like, there was different variations. Sometimes we played a little bit longer. I thought the ball speed was really good. If we decided to play through them, we had a lot of success with that. And also physically as well, it was one of our, in fact, it was our biggest physical numbers of the season. So yeah, it tells you that the players are fully in. They understand what we're trying to do. They're trying their best to execute. And of course, we have to cut out the cheap goals. But yeah, it probably, the first few days, it probably hurts more because of that. And you think, how can you lose a game like that? But then as the days go by, you can start to see the positives.
And at a time when players and staff are desperate for support, no one really wants to see the scenes in the away end at Reading either. Yeah,
and first of all, thanks to all the fans that came and supported us, because I felt that at the end. You always have that feeling after a game when you lost, and I've been there as a player as well, and you always get that we want to thank them for their support, but we also understand they want to win games as much as we do. So there was always that feeling when you're walking over there, and I was really thankful to a lot of the fans for applauding and seeing the positives, which is not always easy straight away. And then I spoke after the game about this group and players. First thing what happened when I walked into the dressing room after was players holding their hands up and saying, "Yeah, that was on me. Sorry, guys." And you saw that as well, the players going over to the fans to speak to them, and yeah, of course you don't want to see that, and we need everyone. I keep saying it, and I'm convinced of it. What a big thing when I came into the training ground here was getting everyone together, staff, players, chefs, kitmen, cleaners, everyone just being part of it, because everyone plays a role. And probably the hardest part is now to convince every single fan, and you probably won't be able to do that anyway. And we understand that winning games is the most important, and we are trying our hardest. I'm never going to a game thinking, all right, this is how we're going to play and it doesn't matter what happened. No, the first thing on my mind and on everyone's mind is how we win, and the first thing the players will see in an analysis session is how we win this game. So that's always in our mind, and we're trying. We believe this is the best way to go about it, and we'll keep trying.
I know you said a minute ago about there being positive to take from that Reading game, but I guess the frustration, and I know you said it there, is the soft goals, especially against Reading and Port Vale.
Yeah, it's hard. The Port Vale one, I think, is easier to analyse and put your finger on it, but Reading had 7 touches in our box, and it's hard then to say to the players, oh, we need to defend these moments better, because we did a lot of good things defensively and stopped them from entering our box. But we get punished for giving the ball away. So, yeah, the second one for giving the ball away. Third one was a set play, and the first one's a transition where we have to do better. So, yeah, we have to, and that was the message to the players after the game. We can play really well. We can create moments, score some goals, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter if we don't cut that out. The cheap goals against. But I feel like we're improving on that as well, and again, it's a new way of defending for us, and I think if you look at our high press, it's outstanding. Teams don't know where to go, and we need to keep going with that, but also sometimes a little bit of game management to just get a feel for momentum, or if a team's pressing a little bit harder, how do we act? And these are all things that will come, and of course I understand we have to win games to be given the luxury to get the team to a place where we want it, and yeah, we'll keep going like that.
And you said it there that there's been a lot of change, and since you've come in, the players have had to take on a lot of information as a new style of play to learn. Is it about making those small changes and learnings every day, step by step.
Yeah, it is, and I think, you know, I love the players. I love the players for being all in, for trying new things. You know, I think of the centre backs and how many touches they have on the ball now, and the things we're asking them to do. They've got so much courage to try it, and especially as well in difficult moments at times. You know, so yeah, I'm convinced that the players can do it. I'm convinced that they're all in and they're enjoying it. Of course, they don't enjoy not winning games. None of us do, but I think developing them in this way is the best, because we're also thinking about the next level. And I know, of course, we have to accept and commit to where we are, but we always have to think about developing the players for the top level, really, because that's where we want to get to, and we always have that in mind. And I believe that if you develop them in that way, it will help you in the immediate future as well. And the players have come so far. I think you can see that, and I think you saw that on Thursday with how comfortable we were, how many times we got out, the variation, because a lot of it as well is not all about making short passes, slowing the game down. Like sometimes we want that, but if we attract the opposition on and they become aggressive, then we can get behind them. And I think you could see the players looking for that and searching for that. So yeah, I'm really happy with the players, and of course we want to win games, but I believe we'll get there.
And Josh is still joint top of the league for clean sheets this season, which does show like we can be defensively solid, and if we can just get back to having that solid defensive unit, it's a great foundation.
Yeah, Josh has been really good since I've been here. I've been really happy with him. He's obviously a young goalie, his second loan. He's kept a lot of clean sheets, as you said. He gives us something with the ball at his feet, whether it's the ability to wrap a pass into Ted's and we're out, or whether it's the ability to play into the last line, which he can do, and he needs to keep exploring that. And yeah, we've been good defensively. You know, I think about defending set plays. I know we conceded one. It was a third phase against Reading. We conceded one against Port Vale, but up to that point, we've been really good at it. So yeah, we need to make sure that when these things happen, that we show the players, we speak about it, but also have some belief and confidence in that we can defend, and we can defend the tough moments as well.
I think football-wise, speaking as a Luton fan, compared to how it was when Luton were last in League One, it does feel like the division has really changed and adapted. And having Chris Powell alongside you, who's been in and around it for quite a lot of his career, have you take some learnings from him and of how maybe the league's been changing?
Powell's been outstanding, and he helps me all the time. And one of the big things he helps me with is that what you're talking about, what the league demands, where it's been in the past. I think over the past few years, I think about Birmingham last year in the league and how they dominated it and the style of play they had. Of course, they had really good players and they spent a lot of money, but actually the idea was similar, and we need to understand where we're at. And there's all different types of opposition, which some will play long, some will try and play, and it makes it quite difficult because the players have to be ready for everything. And sometimes, we expect a team to come and play, and they haven't really, and they play more long balls, which we have to be ready for. We have to train. We have some players, in my opinion, that are really good at defending direct play. I think of Mads, for example, who's been really good at that. Pauli's experience is invaluable for me because he's been around it, he sees it, he knows players, he knows coaches. I think back to your question about how the league's changed, when there's younger coaches coming into it, I think they have a different way of playing. I think we have to respect the league and adapt to each opposition and what the game brings us. But yeah, I think it is changing where a lot more teams want to play.
And we're heading into the transfer window in the next couple of weeks, and I know I've seen you around at HQ jumping into multiple recruitment meetings with the recruitment team, and it's a process that you're thoroughly involved in right now.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it. I make sure that I've got Pauli with me because his experience again in that is he's been there, he's been a head coach, he's been an assistant coach in them moments, along with the support of all the board and Yusuf, and we're there, and we're trying to look at ways we can improve things. Of course, my biggest focus is the team now and the players now, and I've really enjoyed this group of players and how hungry they are to improve. We've had some good meetings, and I'm sure there'll be a few more to come.
And how's the team looking ahead of the Boxing Day fixture? The likes of Rue, Izzy, Hakeem, Jake. How's things looking?
So Rue Rue was ill, which delayed him a little bit. I know he wasn't happy about his, I think it was his groin before, and that came back okay and cleared, and then unfortunately he got ill and missed a few days, which he now needs to build up, so he's not available. Jake the same, he's been ill. Izzy is recovering. I saw him on the grass with the fitness guys, which is good for us. We'll welcome him back whenever he's ready. And Hack's his first session back with the team today, so probably come too soon for him, but yeah, really good to have players like that back. You know, I think I said to him when he was injured, because he was really down, that he did enough and left enough of a taste in people's mouth to want more, and just with his energy and his commitment to everything. So yeah, really good to have him back. He's a leader as well, which will help. And yeah, we'll see when we can get him some minutes.
And Boxing Day, 3 days away. Are you still getting that same buzz you did as a player as your first one as a manager heading into this Christmas period? Yeah,
probably more, because you know, as a player, when you were going into Christmas, like Christmas wasn't the same. You couldn't eat the Christmas dinner. I will be having Christmas dinner on Christmas Day, and then being fine on Boxing Day, whereas it's different when you're a player. So yeah, I think you can enjoy all the good things about Christmas and eat what you want, and then still have the match day, of course. We know how important this game is and how close it is in the league, and results haven't been good enough recently, and we want to get back to winning. We want to get back to winning in front of our fans, give them something to cheer about on Boxing Day, and hopefully we can do that.
And there's 4 games coming up in a really short succession, but still plenty to go in this season as well. But this is an opportunity now to really start and put a marker down and start a bit of a run. Yeah, we want to change the good performances and the good feeling that we have in certain moments into results. And there's no other way that we see. You know, we don't want to be, oh yeah, we were good in spells, or we had good moments in the game. I'd rather it the other way right now, where right, we might not play as good as we have recently, but we want a result. And yeah, that'll be the mindset going into the next block of games, especially on Boxing Day. But we also have to respect the opposition as well, and understand where they're at, and they're probably having similar conversations around how close the league is, and a couple of wins puts you in it. So yeah, we'll do everything we can to win the game, and try and give the fans something to cheer about.